Sonic Heroes! I understand that I'm no stranger to insanely unpopular opinions, but Sonic Heroes is easily my third favorite Sonic game of all time, despite, or maybe even because of, its simplicity. After the thoughtful and emotional adventure that its predecessor offered, Heroes was a nice, easy return to the lighter, tamer, and less complicated side of the Sonic franchise, even if the gameplay is as structured and fast-paced as the adventure titles.
Well, maybe you're right.
In fact, even though its story is nowhere close to as complex as those games, it carries over some of the best qualities of them while accomplishing Sonic Team's unique vision at the time of development. Like Sonic Adventure 1, the game's 4 playable teams, Team Sonic, Team Dark, Team Rose, and Team Chaotix, have their own separate individual stories that come full circle at the end when their goals lead them all to the same conclusion, and the same main villain. At the same time, it not only teaches a valuable moral like Sonic Adventure 2, but it does so in an incredibly effective way like that game. It eases things down a little by encouraging teamwork and acknowledging each team member's strengths and weaknesses, as opposed to the value of human life and not wanting everyone on Earth to die, but does so through the gameplay itself, which was such a fantastic part of the game. It was one of the main inspirations for Team Sonic Racing.
There's no way we can lose!
The addition of points in every stage and every boss fight that require specific team members' abilities in order for the player to proceed is a legitimately impressive way of teaching such a common everyday lesson without bringing the pace to a halt.
First, I'll explain the formations. Each formation is different depending on who the leader is. Press the Y button or the B button to change the leader and try different formations. Do you see the blue, yellow, and red symbols in the top right corner of the screen? The blue symbol means the leader is speed type. The yellow symbol means the leader is fly type. The red symbol means leader is power type. The character symbol at the bottom indicates the current leader. These are the bad guys. Let's get them! Let's try attacking them using a homing attack. Since homing attack automatically targets the enemies for you, it's really easy to attack them. Good job! The homing attack also automatically targets springs and item boxes too. Use this technique to jump to different places.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks.
Feel free to complain about the slippery controls, since it probably took me a while to get a handle on them myself. But the loose, bouncy physics combined with the bright colors and that really interesting gloss aesthetic on every character model always gave this game a really fun, distinctive visual style in my eyes. In fact, once you get to stages like Hang Castle, Mystic Mansion, and Final Fortress, which, by the way, offer some of the absolute greatest background music tracks in a Sonic game to date, the dark, foreboding atmosphere creates this sort of ominous contrast between these stages and most of the ones before them. Before discussing the voice actors, the inclusion of Metal Sonic as the main antagonist was actually very well executed. The fact that he's revealed to have been hiding away in the shadows, upgrading himself and forming a plan to overthrow Eggman and convert the world into a kingdom of robots doesn't have a deep history or tragic life story like the Knuckles clan or Gerald Robotnik in the previous games, but for a game as simplistic overall as this one, it was a really nice way to blend together both darker and more family-friendly themes and characters. Now, I've been pretty vocal for quite some time about how amazing one particular voice actor is in these games, and I've been holding off talking about him here for good reason. Sonic Heroes was sadly the last major Sonic game in which Dean Bristow lent his voice to Dr. Eggman before his death in 2005, and while Mike Palak is easily the greatest living voice actor for that crazy asshole, the energy and personality that Dean Bristow brought to the character makes him the definitive Eggman voice actor in my opinion. That leaves Sonic Heroes as having a little extra value, aside from also being one of the last Sonic games to feature Ryan Drummond, David Humphrey, and all of the other voice actors that made these titles the ones that defined my childhood on the GameCube. Granted, I should still probably bring up a very specific voice actor that makes for some very fascinating trivia. Personally, and while Team Dark definitely shines thanks to the amazing twist at the end of their story, with the reveal of the hallway lined with clones of Shadow, I mean, holy shit.
I wasn't making it up.
Money!
Team Chaotix is easily the best team to play as in my eyes, since all of their stages have their own unique missions that you have to complete accordingly. For instance, sometimes you might need to collect a bunch of hermit crabs. Don't ask me why.
I want to test your investigation skill.
You might have to rescue a Chow from a group of egg ponds. Again, don't ask me why. And sometimes you have to reach the goal ring without getting detected by any enemies or the giant frogs in Frog Forest. God, I love the variety in this team stages!
Now, calm down.
However, among the three characters that it reintroduces from Knuckles Chaotix and Sonic the Fighters, sorry Mighty, there's a fascinating piece of information regarding one particular member of their team. As for who that is, I'll give you 3 hints. A, he wants to murder Charmy. B, he's a mean green music machine. And C, he's responsible for the funniest Team Blast in the game, in which he literally destroys every surrounding enemy by singing horribly. Oh come on, Vector. Why not make things easier for your team and just hire Adam Levine?
How low can he go?
Well, anywho, that fun little tidbit surrounds his voice actor in this game, Mark Biaggi, as not only is this the first and last game in which he's voiced by this guy, but in my humble opinion, he's the only legitimately good Vector voice actor, period. Now, I've gotten responses to this in the past, notably ones that defended his Sonic X voice actor, as he maintained Vector's tough, hard-boiled detective persona from this game. While I can definitely see their point, his voice is still very high-pitched, so take out the accent, and it's about as unrecognizable as his modern and grungy anime voice. Remember how I pointed out that Shadow felt like a completely different character after this game? Well, whereas there's clear signs in there of the Shadow I love, I mean it in every possible facet when it comes to Vector. I mean, what the hell happened to you, man?
Stay focused, Rookie. We're off to find a shuttle. Perfect. They won't mind if we borrow this for a while.
For me, Sonic Heroes is noteworthy for being the only point in the Sonic franchise where Vector sounds like the gruff, irritable, by-the-book detective that he is. This gives the game a sort of collector's item quality, as well as a lot of extra value that always makes me eager to play it again. After all, I own this baby on both PC and GameCube, so chances are I'll be playing it as the sun swallows the earth. I feel sad now. That, folks, is more or less a pretty in-depth description of the games that defined what I enjoyed about Sonic growing up. Remember that this is all based on how I feel and how I perceive Sonic, and that chances are it won't be the same as yours, and that's fine. On the next episode of Sam Explains, I'll be diving into the several year-long history of the ElectroNuke comic series that this channel is named after, and that I hope to work on long after college. How did this idea come to fruition? And most importantly, was it complete and total garbage before becoming what it is now? Short answer, yes. Yes, it was. Be there for the extended cut, folks.
We got to find out.